welcome to Fashionology Today. It is July 11th, 2023. You are watching the latest episode in season 3. It's really surprising how quickly each season is going. I'm Annie Rigsby, for any of you that don't know. And today's episode is one of the last 3 in season 3. We encourage anyone that would like to be on season 4 to please reach out to the Fashion Network as soon as possible, because I know season 4 is almost filled as well. We're very excited to have today's guest. It is a brand that is inclusive in more ways than you can count, with the desire to grow and become even more of an inclusivity brand. It is an intimates brand designed by Kayphoria. Hello, how are you?
Hi, Annie. How are you?
I am doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for asking.
Fantastic. I know I was talking to you a little bit off camera about everything from your brand to where you began. And I mentioned that you are pre-vet and you're still going to college, and I love that. And that you're the second designer in 2 seasons that is pre-vet as well. I don't know how becoming a doctor has anything to do with fashion, but maybe you're going to design puppy wear at some date.
My dad is actually telling me to do that.
That's awesome. I mean, I don't see why not. Martha Stewart has a line, of course, and it sells like crazy, so you might as well try. As I mentioned to everyone, we are Fashionology Today, your fashion weekly talk show on the Fashion Network. And today is July 11th, 2023. And I am so excited to have you and your brand on TV today. So Kayphoria-X is an intimate brand where you design intimates. But take me from being in vet school to I want to create a brand that not only is an intimate brand, but also very body conscious and promotes body positivity.
Yes. So I actually started my brand in college. So it was my junior year, and I was crossing an organization, a fashion organization called Rave Review Modeling Troupe. So I started my whole journey being a model. I was able to see a lot of things and learn a lot of things in the fashion industry. They taught me how to pose, how to walk, how to have confidence in myself, because around that time, it was a time that I was just going through a lot mentally, and I didn't have any confidence in myself. And the organization,
I know that's for sure.
yeah, it was honestly something that was just definitely eye-opening to me, especially going through the whole process with people who had such high confidence. They kept instilling it into me, and the people that I was around, they kept instilling into me that everyone can be a part of the fashion industry. So they really opened my eyes to a lot. And after crossing and after being a part of the organization, I knew that I wanted to also align my passion for designing, and I wanted to create a brand. So my junior year, entering my senior year, I created Kayphoria-X, and I wanted it to be intimate. I wanted it to be with lingerie. I wanted to create a unique perspective. So I was able to show everyone my side of creativity. And it really blew up at Tuskegee University. So many people were talking about it. It was amazing.
It surprised you, and that's exciting, and obviously a huge confidence booster. To be able to design something that is then welcomed with such open arms, as you said, at your university and now beyond. I want to talk in a second about, in fact, models and the type of models and who's out there and demographics and so on. But before we do that, let's see here. We're going to toss up a couple photos. Will you describe a couple of these photos for me?
Yes. So this was actually during February, during LA Fashion Week with the Model Experience. I'm a designer for them. I have my design showcased for them. They have been amazing. They've honestly opened me up to a lot of possibilities, but
Mhm.
this design in particular is more recent. I
Okay.
started creating my line with creativity within
Mhm.
lingerie, and I'm starting to do it within couture. So I'm doing high fashion couture
Like
lingerie.
this one, yes.
And this piece honestly was absolutely outstanding. I had help from my friend Tashara making
It's
the
incredible.
the skirt. It was incredible. The
You
vision
can tell. I
was
mean, you can tell the quality is there, the way that it's created with even the high low. I mean, it's beautiful. And you know what I think this piece actually represents as far as couture is the top piece, the bodice, is it removable?
yes, so everything is
You
removable.
could
The
put
top is
just a
removable.
black sweatshirt with that bottom skirt and some, flowered combat boots from R13, and you've got an incredible outfit right there.
Yeah, and the top is actually a corset. So that's
Beautiful.
where it ties into lingerie as well. So I'm really
Absolutely.
happy that my friend was able to help me with that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, your work is incredible. One thing I want to talk about is really the inclusivity that you're aiming for, and something that is a piece of the industry as a whole. Meaning, everyone I interview mentions how they wish there was more inclusivity, that their brand was more seen, or just that the secrets of the industry and everyone holding their cards so close to themselves is not there anymore, because as a whole, the industry needs to work together in order to solve a lot of problems, in fact. But what is interesting, that I think blew you away, is that there are more than 4,000 designers in the United States right now. And of the designers, talking skin color and ethnicity and where they're from, 63% are white. And only 7.3% are Black or African American, according to most of these statistics. And that had you and me both very floored. 11% Hispanic and 11% Asian, however those numbers add up, but they do. And it's pretty shocking. I really didn't know that. I absolutely thought it was more even, but it's not. And so your brand, Kayphoria-X, is aiming to change that.
Yes. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to involve everyone. I'm trying to involve all races. I'm trying to involve everyone being a
Right.
part, all genders. I'm trying to make a difference within the fashion community and being a model and seeing everything firsthand while I was in the industry. I didn't I didn't like the rejection that I was getting, especially because I was a petite model.
Right.
So I wanted to make a change and I wanted to put my designs out there. I knew that I could create something unique and I knew that I can create something memorable. So I wanted to just shift the fashion industry.
Mhm.
And it honestly just takes one person at a time.
That's right.
And I feel like one person at a time makes a difference, and we can all make a difference in that community. So now
Absolutely.
that I'm actually being seen for my work, it's just such a blessing to me. And it makes my heart warm so much because this is something that I wanted to do. And now that I see the change,
Yes.
it just wants me to keep pushing, and I just want to just keep going.
And you are, and you're doing such a great job. I want to take a commercial break real quick, but when we come back, I do want to talk about your way of creating a brand that everyone is involved in. I mean, specifically sizes. So we're going to talk sizing on the other side of this commercial break. Stay with us. You're watching the Fashion Network and Fashionology Today.
Rise, entrepreneur. Take that first step towards freedom. So long to the old routine. Welcome to your new venture. There's an industry that needs disrupting. Ideas you should be challenging. It takes courage to do what you love. We'll help you begin your journey. As a business like you, dedicated to you, we can take on tomorrow together with a business account you could open today. Entrepreneurs across the UK. Start your business with Tide.
That's right. And I love how that commercial actually ties in with our episode. They were talking about disrupting the industry. Tell us how, obviously, your Instagram, Kayphoria-X, we're going to keep putting up different ways for people to get in touch with you. And I should mention that after the show, the entire episode will be on your custom TV show page within the Fashion Network and have all of your linked tree information. But tell us about how you're including all shapes and sizes. Is it a way of your designing and doing, specifically size extra small to 3X, or how are you doing this?
So when I first started, I started with extra small and 1XL.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I started with my lingerie. I did campaigns, and then the transition with doing lingerie, high fashion couture is definitely a different process. So within that process, especially working alongside with the model experience, I'm able to ask for models of all shapes and sizes, all ethnicities, and that's exactly what I want. So I can tie it into my performance that I do in the beginning of my show, and then it goes straight into runway. So for the beginning of the show,
tell us about that. What does that mean that you're doing different types of performance shows?
So it's basically more, runway already is a visual of a representation of the collection that you have. So what me and my creative director are doing is we're having more enhancements made. So we put on performances before the original runway show. So it's different movements, it's different, it's a whole choreograph for models. It's not exactly dancing, but it's definitely a lot of model movements, head snaps, and Lamonte Golden has been helping me with that, and he wants to include everyone as well. He has the same vision as me for including all different shapes, sizes, ethnicities, even a lot of people who are looking from the outside in. He wants them to leave with, wow, they're actually creating something that the fashion industry is trying to move towards.
Yeah, it's incredible. So you're also doing performance work, which is in of itself a tough aspect to pull off when you're already doing fashion shows, right?
Yeah.
But you're disrupting the industry. You are making change. I think it's incredible. Another aspect that I wanted to bring up today to all of our viewers was, of that 4,000 designers in the U.S., 82% are female, and only 17% are male. So that's pretty exciting in the aspect of, and I think it's exciting because oftentimes every other industry, it's more male dominated. But truly the fashion industry is female dominated. And I think that that's an exciting place to be. Of the male and female, there's also actually 18% that actually recognizes themselves as the LGBTQ plus minus community. And I think that being able to have 18% of those wonderful people recognized is great, but it obviously still needs to grow. And I think that there's many ways that that can be done. While you continue to disrupt the industry, I do want to actually talk about your YouTube channel. It's at Kayphoria Official. What is amazing about your YouTube channel that I gathered? I mean, you have more than 300 subscribers, which is a small feat. I mean, that's a big deal, really, because a lot of people have 3 and 5 and 10. So how long have you been doing your YouTube channel, and tell us about it? What do you talk about on those shows?
So for my YouTube channel, whenever I have my launches, I also do a whole documentary behind the scenes of everything. So I do all the behind the scenes work. I make everything myself. I go to Walmart, I go to the dollar store, I get
Wow.
all the flowers, I get the backdrops and everything. So when I have my campaign,
That's
I
amazing.
I just put everything in there. I put all my hard work in.
So you're a
But
fashionpreneur is what you are.
yes. So what I do also in my documentaries is the people that are working with me who are models for my brand, um, ranging from extra small to large, plus size. I
Mhm.
include everyone in the documentary, and they express their mental health in the fashion industry and how they've basically been able to maneuver their way through the fashion industry. And they give tips on how they've been able to just, been able to have everything together, because I know that it's a lot, especially me being in the fashion industry. I just came from Miami Swim Week, and not everyone knows, but it is a lot, especially when you have anxiety. So I want to be able to have my YouTube channel when I do my documentaries. I want to have that as an outlet for people to
Mhm.
see that they're not alone when they're
Absolutely.
going through their mental health. So
Great, absolutely. And mental health is a challenge for a lot of people and within a lot of industries, but specifically within the fashion industry, it affects actually the majority of us. Actually, the statistics are showing roughly 90% of the creatives, and I'm talking designers, producers, artists of some kind, suffer anxiety. And the reason that they become so creative is an outlet for them. And so being able to have another space for people to see that there's similar people out there is amazing. That you're doing that as well. I want to show a couple other photos real quick because you just have such great work. Let's talk about this one. What show was this at?
that was for LA Fashion Week. That was
It's
for
incredible.
LA Fashion Week, I
Mhm.
believe in September.
Okay,
And that
so
was for the
almost
model
a year ago.
experience. Yes.
It's incredible. I mean, look at all that work that you put into it. What is fascinating to me is that a lot of people out there, right? People that are just wanting to get into the industry and are thinking about being a designer, they have no idea how expensive it is to have runway shows. The fact that you're out there making it happen. We have to take another commercial break, and I want you to tell us after the break, how are you making that happen? How are you getting that done? How are you making it affordable for yourself? And we'll be right back with Kayphoria, who's the designer for Kayphoria-X intimate brand. Stay with us.
There's a couple things. There's a couple things I'd like to say to you. After all the crazy things that we've been through, I needed you in the dead of night, the wake of the day, first broken light, and blind I'd fall, I'd follow you. I never realized how much I needed you.
Comfort. What we deliver by delivering.
All right. Thank you, FedEx, for being such a great advertiser for the Fashion Network. Another amazing, Mark picked great commercials today because a comfort, that little girl is comforted by her, her plushie. And a lot of us creatives are comforted by creating. So it's a great tie-in. So can you tell us, how are you able to attend so many shows throughout the year and make it affordable? Because I think that's a part of why some designers don't continue to push themselves, and they feel that they aren't able to be included. Financially, it's tough.
It definitely is really tough. In the beginning, I had a friend who I was working alongside with, and she was
Mhm.
also a model. And she would always tell me, Casey, you just need to get your foot in the door. You have
Mhm.
so much to offer. You just need to put your foot in the door and
Right.
just talk to the people in charge
Yeah.
who were in charge of the fashion show. So I first started out with Beautiful You Fashion Tour. That was where I got my foot in.
Mm.
And his name is Mr. Debonair. He's from Paris. And he was traveling all over the world doing all of the runway shows,
Okay.
every fashion week, Milan Fashion Week, London Fashion Week,
Mhm.
LA Fashion Week. He was definitely a very big part of my journey, along with Victoria Hanley. She was she was basically a part of America's Next Top Model. She was my mentor, along with Kiara Bailey. So they were definitely able to help me maneuver my way within runway show production.
That's great.
So when I was able to network and connect with the people who were a part of the runway show productions, I would pitch myself and tell them that I would have a lot of garments to offer for the runway show
Right.
and something unique and different. So whenever I would make my pitch and I would show them the stuff that I was creating and the reason why I was creating, it was an emotional connection. It was a genuine connection
Right.
to the point where they wanted to help me. And from there, I started to seek out sponsorships.
Oh,
So my sponsorships would be able to help me as well.
that's amazing and so smart. I mean, again, you really have the duality that a lot of designers don't. So it's great to see that you have the business brain and the creative side. If people want to shop Kayphoria-X, we'll have details on fntv.com. But tell us where they can buy Kayphoria-X.
So right now I'm switching within my websites. So right now they can DM me on Instagram at Kayphoria-X on Instagram. So I'm taking orders right now. So whatever you guys need, just shoot me a DM and I will definitely get that for you.
That's great. And so basically at this moment, you're not doing more of like a line sheets and so on and so forth. You're doing it the amazing old school way of send me a message what you're looking for and I'll custom make it for you.
Yes, because I'm going to need all the measurements. I'm going to need all their sizings.
Yes.
So right now, since my website is down currently, I'm so sad, but it's going to be worth it in the end because the website is going to be 10 times better than my original website.
Right. There you go.
So it's just a sacrifice right now, but still, I'm getting a lot of custom orders. So
Good.
it's still good.
Yeah, absolutely. And the custom orders are really incredible. Let's take a look at a couple more photos. Look at you.
Thank you.
I know. I love it. That was a great, great shot. Did you make that dress?
Yes, I made that dress by hand.
Yeah, it's beautiful, incredible. I love the front. It's just a unique, very deep. It's not even a V; it's more of like a sphere, and I think it's just great. And here's another great look. This is, I think, what you're talking about at the beginning, more of performance art.
Yes.
That's awesome. And do models ever come to you and say, "I'm confused what you're doing," or they just like show me the way?
No, they're just like, show me the way. We want to network. We want to be a part of the fashion industry. We love what you do. Since I've been a part of the model experience, a lot of models, I've been telling them exactly what to do because I was once in their shoes as a model. So I've been telling them what to do and how to network. So whenever models come and they model for me for Kayphoria-X, I'm able to not only give them opportunity to walk on the runway, but I'm able to also help them and guide them, you know,
Absolutely.
in
It's
the
more of
fashion.
a mentorship.
Because a lot of people in the industry, I feel like the reason why it's hard for them to maneuver through it is because they don't know where to start. They don't know where to go. And me actually being out there and knowing exactly what to do and how to get there, I'm able to just help them. So
And that's
it's
great. I mean, it's fantastic. And it's also, you know, the model experience. We're going to put details on our fntv.com as well on both the model page, but also on Kayphoria-X's page that will be live after the show. And if you missed this entire episode, if you're just joining us, you can catch the whole episode on fntv.com as well. I think, you know, being able to have all of these different areas that you have pretty successfully, I might add, been able to conquer is a great value in of itself. And I think you're an amazing mentor for so many people out there. We only have a couple minutes left. I just want to remind everyone you're watching Fashionology today. It is July 11th, 2023. And we're talking with Kayphoria, who's the designer for Kayphoria-X Intimate. Last question. We only have a minute. Do you see yourself designing anything else besides intimates?
Yes, I see myself designing high fashion couture and intimates. So just high fashion couture. My dream is to go to Paris Fashion Week for the couture show. That's definitely on my list, on my bucket list. And
I have a bucket list. I think it's amazing. Hey, Kayphoria, it's been so great speaking with you. I look forward to hearing about you as you grow within the industry. And I think your mentorship that you offered not only today, but to everyone that you cross paths with is just incredible and so enlightening. Thank you for being a part of our show today.
thank you so much.
Absolutely. And we wish you the best, and we'll keep in touch with you, of course. Thank you, everybody, for watching the Fashion Network and specifically Fashionology today. We'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.
Well, there's pecan turtles, pecan bear claws, pecan fudge, there's pecan toffee, there's pecan coffee, roasted pecans, pecan pesto, pecan streusel, pecan waffles, pecan pound cake, pecan
Georgia-grown pecans, the healthy nut for any occasion. Support local farmers.